Yeah, it's probably gonna be like the end of September by the time this video comes out, but I'm just gonna take what I can get as I'm coming back to things. So here it is. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Justin here, and in this video, I want to share 5 books that I want to read during the month of September. It's pretty early in September right now, but probably by the time like I said, I get this out, it's gonna be like very close to the end. Hopefully, I can get it out before halfway. I've just been not doing great getting back in the swing of things with book 2, but anyways. I hadn't been doing too many TBRs when I wasn't making videos, but it didn't really seem to affect like how much I read or my reading quality or anything like that. So it's kind of more just like a fun thing to do, I guess, when you're doing videos and whatnot. And I like to kind of alternate, like, between the history and nature books and whatnot, things like that. I will say I do a lot better now that I slimmed down my TBRs. I think I started doing that about a year ago. Maybe a year ago from like when I was doing videos and stuff. When I had like 10 or 12 books on my TBR, just, I'd forget about like the majority of them. But anyways, it's a lot more manageable when you have a little pile, I think. So anyways, let's just go ahead and get started. The first one here is going to be The Habsburg Empire by Martin Rady. And this is one of the Oxford very short introductions, which I have a little stack. I don't know if you can see it in the video or not on the camera, but there's like just a handful right there. But anyways, I vaguely always have the goal of reading one a month, which I did one year. I think in 2022 I did. This year I think I'm on like 4, so I definitely got a lot of catching up to do, but good thing there's short introductions, so you can catch up. It's pretty easy to do. But I'm reading this one partly as part of the Historathon for Q3, which is history books around the world from around 1500 to 1820, I believe. For those who don't know anything about the Historathon, I'll leave a link below. It's a readathon being hosted by several really cool booktubers, and I think it was Ben over at Revenant Reads that started it. But anyways, I'll leave a link to them below so you can check it out. And this will help kind of fill in that prompt. And I don't really read a whole lot of history after 1500 and after, so I think this will be like my 4th book in this kind of like time period. But Habsburgs are the dynasty I've read like a lot about just in like other history books, but I've never actually read anything directly on them besides like the memes and stuff you see about kind of the reading online and whatnot. So I think it'd be kind of good just to get a good like foundation of knowledge on the topic and kind of go from there and see where it goes. All right, next up we have a book I picked up at a library book sale last month, and it's The Hidden Life of Trees by Peter Wolleben. And I know it's gonna be shocking, I haven't read this one yet, and it's because I read one of his other books and I actually didn't think it was like all it was cracked up to be. There's been so much hype, around the secret life, animal secret life of trees and everything. And I think there's a 3rd one in the trilogy. Plus, he's got like some other books and whatnot. And I think I read The Secret Lives or The Inner Lives of Animals, and it was okay. It just wasn't like I said, mind blowing for how often you see these books in kind of like the nature circles and whatnot. But I was like, I saw it at the library book sale. Like, I'll give it another chance, kind of see what happens, go from there. I think this is the one that kind of put him on the map and whatnot. So hopefully this one maybe is better than the one I picked up, and maybe I just got unlucky with my first one. Next up is another nature book, and it's Bird Love by Wenfei Tong, The Family Life of Birds. And I've actually read one of her other books. What is it? Understanding Bird Behavior, if I remember. I gotta do a book review of that one because I'm a terrible person and I haven't done it. Anyways, I do like her writing style and the way like she presents her books, and this one's in the same vein as the other one, where each like kind of a couple of pages spread is like a theme. Like here, like holding a territory, for example. Nest as signals. Obviously, this is all about kind of like relationships and mating and like kind of nest behavior and all that kind of stuff. With bird love. As far like, and it's just an interesting topic. I've been reading a lot of books on ornithology and birds and stuff of this year, so I just thought it'd be a really nice addition. And like I said, it's got really good pictures. It's got good illustrations. There's also, besides the photographs, there are illustrations here and there, which are just really nice. Obviously, you got the loons on the back too, so that's always a plus there as well. So, like I said, I've already read one of her books and really, really enjoyed it. Probably should do a reread and review it. And yeah, so definitely looking forward to this one. I feel like I'm gonna just like learn a ton. A lot of really good up-to-date studies too. You know, like cutting edge stuff, like, you know, 2020 plus studies and whatnot. So that's actually really cool. Just seeing kind of the research on like how people are going about finding out this knowledge as well. Let's do the audiobook that I plan on listening to this month before I forget, because I feel like I'm just going to forget if I don't. And it's Adrian Goldsworthy's, and it's Rome and Persia. I've read a couple of Adrian Goldsworthy's books. He's just a really fantastic, you know, historian on like classical Roman topics. I think he actually has like a bunch of fiction books too, kind of set in like the Dark Ages or the Roman Ages or something like that. Haven't read any of those ones, but I did review his last book, which was Philip and Alexander, and because I've been out of the booktube swing of things, I didn't have the wherewithal to like request this one like early enough to get a copy to review it. But anyways, I just love his book, so I'm gonna end up reading it. Anyways, I feel like I'm gonna learn a lot. Persia being like kind of the great enemy of Rome between, you know, Parthia and then the Sasanian Persians, was just was always kind of on the eastern frontier of Rome's like empire. That was like, you know, the guy that was just kind of like looming over there and threatening just constantly. Granted, Rome was also fairly belligerent in a lot of aspects as well, but just kind of going to be interesting, I think, learning kind of the differences between the Parthians and the Sasanians. When the Sasanians kind of like took over, what was that, around like, I think around the 200 CE, something like that. Kind of like there was a little bit of shift in kind of the mentality and stuff, and kind of like how they, you know, viewed life and warfare and empire and all that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping there's kind of like a contrasting, I guess, of like the two time periods between the Parthians and the Sasanians in it. But anyways, like I said, I'm going to be listening to that one, and I already know it's Adrian Goldsworthy, so it's probably going to be really good. Alright, and then lastly is an author that I don't know why I haven't read yet. Between all the zillions of nature books I've read, I've never read Peter Matheson yet. And this one is Tigers in the Snow, and I found this one at the same library bookstore. And I had heard of his Snow Leopard, which I think is one of his most famous books. He's written like 30, or he had written like 30 books, fiction, nonfiction, and all kinds of stuff. But he definitely was like kind of like a travel writer. He would go to like the different locations and kind of get like the lay of the land and the researchers and like the indigenous people, if that's applicable, and kind of like learning about what's going on. And like I said, this is all about, you know, the Amur tiger, and kind of like the far east of like Russia and like northern China, and Korea and stuff. So it's a topic I don't really know a whole lot about per se. So I never read a book specifically on tigers of like any kind. So definitely looking forward to like kind of learning a lot and filling a gap in my knowledge there. So, and like I said, I've just heard he's just an awesome writer, and I think the Snow Leopard won the National Book Award in like the 70s or 80s whenever he published it. So like I said, just looking forward to kind of adding another author to try to like get all the books. I think he's written like a bazillion. Yeah, you can see like there's quite a few there on like his bibliography there. So anyways, like I said, it's always good to get another author and start looking forward to other writings by him. So there you have it. Those are 5 books that I want to read in the month of September. Let me know if any of those books sound interesting to you, or if you've read any of them or any of the authors. Let me know how they were, for sure. And actually leave a comment down below of the book you're most looking forward to reading in the month of September. I'm always on the lookout for, you know, good recs and everything like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm glad to be back kind of in the swing of things, but if you don't mind, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. I gotta figure out a way to like say that without being like just like weird about it. But anyways, I forgot to say it in the last video, but always remember, whatever you're reading in September, read victoriously.